Imagine this. You're standing in the blazing heat of ancient Thebes. The air shimmers above the massive stone pylons of Karnak Temple. Thousands of people, farmers with calloused hands, merchants clutching amulets, mothers holding crying children, pack the courtyard shoulder to shoulder. Their eyes are wide with fear and hope. Suddenly, the great doors creak open. A high priest steps forward, shaved head gleaming with oil, white linen robes billowing like wings. He raises his staff. The crowd falls silent. He chants in a low, vibrating voice that seems to echo inside your chest. Then, without warning, he lifts a small clay figure of a crocodile, snaps its head off, and places the severed head back on the body. A heartbeat of silence. Then the crocodile twitches, opens its jaws, and snaps them shut. The crowd erupts in screams of awe and terror. Some fall to their knees, others throw offerings toward the priest. In that single moment, every doubt, every whisper of rebellion, every thought of refusing taxes or questioning the pharaoh vanishes. Because the gods have just spoken through their servant, and the gods demand obedience. This wasn't fantasy. This wasn't a rare magic show. This was standard operating procedure in ancient Egypt, a carefully orchestrated system of miracle performers who used awe, fear, and wonder to control entire populations. Welcome to this episode of Secret Origins. Today, we uncover miracle performers and crowd control in ancient Egypt, how priests and magicians used miracles to keep millions calm, obedient, and terrified. We're going deep through real archaeological evidence, ancient papyri, temple inscriptions, and modern psychology, so you understand exactly how one civilization kept millions in line for over 3,000 years. Buckle up. The Nile is about to reveal its darkest secrets. Before we step into the temples and see the tricks, let's answer the big question first. Why did Egypt last so incredibly long compared to almost every other ancient civilization? Mesopotamia rose and fell in cycles. The Hittites collapsed. The Mycenaeans vanished. But Egypt? Egypt endured dynasties, invasions, famines, and foreign rulers, yet the core system barely changed for 3 millennia. The answer isn't just the Nile's fertility or the pyramids' grandeur. It's something far more powerful, a psychological machine of miracles that turned ordinary people into loyal subjects without constant military force. Priests didn't need to beat people into submission. They made people want to obey, because disobeying felt like betraying the gods themselves. And the key tool? Miracles. Staged, timed, spectacular miracles that proved the pharaoh and his priests were the living link between earth and the divine. But were these miracles real supernatural events, or were they the world's oldest and most sophisticated form of crowd control? Let's find out, starting at the very beginning. Part 1. Heka, the invisible force that powered every miracle. In ancient Egypt, magic wasn't a side hobby or superstition. It was a fundamental cosmic force called Heka. Heka wasn't a god in the way we usually think. Heka was the power itself, the energy that made creation possible. The Egyptians believed that when the creator gods spoke the world into being, it was Heka that carried those words from thought to reality. So, every spell, every ritual, every miracle was actually channeling this primal force. And who controlled Heka? The priests. Specifically, the Hem-Necher, servants of the god, and the Wab priests trained in the houses of life, temple scriptoria that functioned like secret universities. These men and sometimes women, studied for decades. They learned astronomy to predict eclipses and solstices, medicine using herbs, surgery, and incantations, mathematics to align temples with stars, sacred texts containing secret names of gods. Knowing a god's true name gave power over him. Mechanical devices hidden inside temple altars. To the average farmer standing in the crowd, these priests weren't performing tricks, they were commanding the same force that made the sun rise and the Nile flood. That belief alone was enough to control behavior on a massive scale. Part 2. The most famous miracle stories that controlled minds. Let's go straight to the ancient sources themselves. The Westcar Papyrus, circa 1700 BCE, now in Berlin, is one of the oldest surviving collections of miracle tales, and it reads like a royal entertainment script with very serious political undertones. Story 1. Jedi the Magician. Pharaoh Khufu, builder of the Great Pyramid, is bored. He wants wonders. So he summons Jedi, a 110-year-old sage who supposedly eats 500 loaves and drinks 100 jars of beer. Jedi performs 3 miracles. A goose is beheaded, then the head is reattached and the bird lives. The same with a duck and an ox. When Khufu asks to see it done on a prisoner, Jedi refuses, showing even magicians had moral limits. But the real message to the ancient audience, even the mightiest pharaoh can be awed by a true master of Heka, and if such power exists, only the gods and their chosen servants control it. Rebellion? Impossible. Story 2. Webauner and the Wax Crocodile. A priest named Webauner discovers his wife is cheating. He molds a wax crocodile, speaks a spell over it, and throws it into the lake where the lover swims. The wax becomes a real crocodile and devours the man. Moral? The gods, through their priests, see everything. Adultery, theft, disloyalty. Nothing escapes divine justice. Crowd control through supernatural surveillance. Story 3. The Lake Parted. Another priest parts the waters of a lake to retrieve a lost turquoise pendant for the queen. This story predates Moses by centuries, yet the message is identical. Miracle performers can command nature itself, and they serve the pharaoh. These weren't just bedtime stories. They were recited in festivals, carved on temple walls, and taught in scribal schools. They created a cultural atmosphere where questioning authority felt like questioning the gods themselves. Part 3. Real archaeological evidence of staged miracles. Now let's move from stories to hard evidence. Archaeologists have found physical proof of how these miracles were engineered. Number 1. Speaking statues. Many temple naos, or inner shrines, had hollow backs or hidden chambers. Priests spoke through tubes or used acoustic resonance to make statues answer questions. During oracles, the statue would nod or speak yes or no, deciding legal cases, royal successions, even wars. The crowd believed it was the god himself. In reality, a hidden priest with a lever or voice tube. Number 2. Miracle doors and lights. Some temple doors had counterweights or hydraulic systems that opened by themselves at the right moment. Polished gold and electrum surfaces reflected sunlight into dark sanctuaries, creating blinding divine light at dawn alignments. Number 3. Healing miracles. Temples like the one of Imhotep at Memphis or Amenhotep, son of Hapu at Deir el-Bahir, functioned as healing centers. Priests used herbal medicine, suggestion, and sleep incubation. Patients slept in the temple and dreamed cures. Placebo plus authority plus ritual equals miraculous recovery. Crowds flocked, donated, and left more obedient. Number 4. Eclipse and Nile predictions. Priests accurately predicted solar eclipses and Nile inundations using star charts. To the uneducated masses, this looked like controlling the sun and river. Result? Absolute faith in priestly pronouncements. These weren't cheap tricks. They were high-level engineering, plus psychology, plus religion, working together to create unbreakable loyalty. Part 4. The psychology behind the miracles. Why did this system work so perfectly for so long? Modern psychology gives us clear answers. Awe and the sacred. Awe experiences, like witnessing a miracle, make people feel small and connected to something greater.
Studies show awe increases pro-social behavior and acceptance of authority. Illusory pattern perception. Humans desperately seek meaning in chaos. Priests provided patterns, like the eclipse happened because someone sinned, offer more to the gods, order returns. Terror management. Reminders of death, like mummification rituals and underworld journeys, make people cling tighter to cultural beliefs. Miracles promised immortality, making obedience feel like the path to eternal life. Social proof and authority bias. When thousands bow in awe, your brain says, "Everyone believes this, it must be true." Priests were the ultimate authority symbols: shaved heads, leopard skins, sacred staffs. Egypt didn't need constant military occupation. The miracles did the policing for them.
Conclusion: the lasting shadow of miracle control. So were these miracle performers charlatans or true believers using every tool available to maintain Ma'at? Probably both. Faith and politics were inseparable in ancient Egypt. The miracles worked because enough people, priests included, genuinely believed in Heka. But the system was designed to keep power flowing upward. And here's the unsettling part. The same psychological mechanisms are still used today. Staged spectacles, fear of chaos, promises of divine or national favor, awe-inspiring displays. Ancient Egypt didn't invent crowd control through wonder, but they perfected it. What do you think? Would you have believed the miracles if you lived back then? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if this blew your mind. Subscribe to Secret Origins for more hidden histories. And if you want to explore more Egyptian mysteries, tap the video on screen for our episode on the real power of the priests. Keep your eyes open, because the next miracle might be closer than you think.